you, Susan. And I now call on Minister Brendan Howlin, Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform, to respond to the debate.
Thanks, Chair. I'm very conscious of time, and I thank people for staying for what I think is a really important part of the work programme of this conference, the reform agenda. I accept and support the spirit of every single motion that was placed before the conference tonight. Motion 25 in relation to freedom of information. It is my intention, because people have talked about simply repealing the 2003 Act. I don't want to do that, because the 60-odd changes were brought about in the 2003 amendment, 40 of which were recommended by the Information Commissioner, which made the Act better. Unfortunately, Fianna Fáil grafted on another 20, which emasculated it. So I want to get rid of all the bad, keep the good bits, and add on more by broadening the remit to some of the areas that were announced today by some of the speakers, and even further. So I support Amendment 20 or Motion 25. Motion 26, I strongly support the principle of it, but the notion that we could elect 40% of the convention would be extraordinarily cumbersome. Can I ask the mover of Motion 26 to accept that I fully support the spirit of it, that we need to have a very balanced representation on it, and that we'll work that out, and I'd ask 26 to be referred back. 28, the issue of equality is fundamental to this party, and I strongly support Catherine's passionate plea on behalf of Donnybrook to have the basic objective of inequality tackled by this government at its core. Motion 29, John Walsh proposed the Dublin West constituency issue on reform. One of the core objectives of the last election campaign, with three objectives people remember: jobs, reform, fairness. The reform agenda is critically important, and that's why we have a dedicated cabinet-ranked minister to drive the reform agenda. And certainly the matters that are outlined in that motion are ones that certainly are on our agenda. And finally, Eric proposed on behalf of the Hugh Geraghty branch Motion 30, again to use norms of measuring equality to equality proof or equality audit future budgets. I'm very much in favour of that, and I commend that motion too to the conference.